like out in the middle of nowhere with nothing, or camping. The guest quarters are awesome here. The staff is great here. Learned a lot from people that think differently than I do, that is the biggest blessing in this world, is the variety of everything. Thinking, music, art, food, fucking schools, every single individual. Although I have noticed this, and tell me if you agree. Have you ever seen somebody that looks like somebody else, but they're not related or friends? I happen to feel like there's like 80 base characters of humans, and then they just multiply from there. Sometimes I see the same like face shape or like head shape. It'll be two different cultures, two different races, but it'll just be like the same skeletal structure. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But you can write in the email and let me know what you think. But back to saying thank you. Also, quick shout out to Mike Lipsky. I know he loves the show and he tunes in every time. So Lipsky, if you're driving right now, keep your eyes on the road, baby. David loves you. And he will come out to see you in LA as soon as he can. I know I said quick shout out, but here's another one. John Yao of Cato. He just won the Young Chef Award from Michelin. So shout out to him. Big congratulations to him. He's really forging a path in this industry that I am proud to see. He's changing the way things are done, changing the way things are looked at. He's got his hands in different pots. He wrote a fucking book. I mean, the guy's a G. So, again, 3 restaurants that I would work at right now. Harbor House. I changed it to 4 now. That was the original thought. I'm changing it to 4, okay? Cato, Harbor House Inn, Rustic Canyon, Yangban Society, and they're not in any order for any specific reason. That's the way I said them. Okay, this is not a 1 through 5 list. Those are the chefs that I would go learn from right now if I was a younger self. But as you know, I don't go back. I only move up. I'm definitely going to go stage at those places. So definitely expect me. All right. And you can pay me with a free meal. I'm just joking. But not really. Anyway, so thank you for everyone that listens to the show. I just had one of my English teachers from high school reach out. Miss Bannock, what up? Shout out to all my 2007 Wilcox graduates, Meriden, Connecticut. What up? She's one of those few teachers that you still think about to this day, She was just really committed, passionate, and made class fun in a way that you wanted to go to that class, I've been in some other classes where you're like, yo, do you even like your life, to the teacher? You know what I mean? Like, yo, son, are you happy? That's what I want to ask the teachers sometimes. Or people in general, just watching people mope around life. It's like, come on, bro. But I know, Dave, have some empathy. Not everybody can just be as chipper as you. You know what I mean? I also have another idea for the show. I am going to, because I don't really want to miss a Monday show or a week show, but sometimes I just feel like I don't have anything to say. And if I don't have anything to say, it's kind of hard for me to just like put on this act. So I want you to know that every time you get Suciotalk, every time you get Sucio, this is real. This is him. 100%. Nothing held back. All right? So when I am feeling, kind of not podcasty, we'll say that. it's hard for me to just put on a face and do the show. And I know that at some point it's going to get to that, to the point where it is going to be a full-time job. And that's fine with me. That's what I want. I want the show to blow up. So, a couple questions for the community out there. I want to do live shows. Have you ever been to a podcast live show? Tell me what you liked about it. Tell me what you didn't like about it. suciotalk@gmail.com. suciotalk.com. No underscore anywhere there. Hit me up. Let me know. Send me some stories. I need some more chef stories. All right. People enjoyed those, and I like reading them aloud. They don't have to be only cooking stories. They can literally be any story you want. Shit, if you want advice, send it in. All right? And we'll start a big open table discussion on all these things. So, in order for me not to have the week hiatus that I've been having, I think it'll make sense for me to record daily. So, and then just date it, as I go, and then drop it at the end of the week. But I also have 5 other podcast openings, and one that I want to do with a buddy of mine is just sort of a movie podcast where I wouldn't say we review a movie because at the end of the day, what the fuck does my opinion matter on movies? To you. So, if anything, I just want to give honest takes on movies that I've watched and seen and recommend. And, I think movies for me have always been a passion. They've always been a pastime. They've always been something that I look forward to. And I'm so glad that movie theaters are not gone because we were almost like this close to having movie theaters gone for good. And it's like I can't tell you how many times I've been to the movie theaters, probably more than 1,000 times over the course of my life. That's false. I probably went like 20 times a year, so it's high up there, but, when you start going, when you're 5, right? Anybody brings babies to the movie theater, it's like, what are you doing, bro? They don't know what's going on, But again, never been a parent, not trying to tell parents what to do, so don't listen to me on that, okay? Thank you. As you know, sometimes guests arrive that are gluten-free. So I had a situation here. I don't care if you're gluten-free. That's fine. Allergies is fine for me. But preferences, I got a problem with preferences, okay? You come to me and you say you're gluten-free, I immediately go into, super clean mode, like, okay, I need to clean everything after I touch anything that has gluten, whatever. I got to cook this person an extra piece of chicken. I was frying some chicken, right? I got to, have a gluten-free batter that I use, and I gotta have oil that's separate from the oil I'm using to fry the rest of the chicken, so there's all these things. It's extra work, okay? I don't care, because I don't want anybody to die on my watch, right? So I'll do it. So I'm doing it, cook it, everything's up, and then I find the person that is gluten-free, and he's got a piece of regular breaded chicken on the plate. And I say, hey, are you gluten-free? And he's like, oh, it's a preference. And there we go again with people that go to restaurants or places and say that they have a gluten allergy when it's not actually an allergy. You need to clarify what it is. If you're not eating gluten, then you need to say that. Okay, I'm not eating gluten because I'm on a specific diet. Okay, cool. Now we know. You're still an asshole, but now we know. All right? But then to say that, oh, it's just a preference, be like, what's going to happen to this whole other piece of chicken? What happens to that now? I have to throw it away in the garbage? I don't want anything to do with that kind of action. But I have to do it anyway, so I had to 86 that piece of chicken, because everyone was well fed and no one was going to eat it. And it's like I can't possibly eat anymore, and it's almost the same mentality to people that come into a restaurant and ask, "Hey, can I have just half of an avocado?" We used to sell grilled avocados at Charter Oak. "Can I just have half of the avocado?" Okay, you tell me what's going to happen with the other half of the avocado, okay? And then, it's always like, well, you guys can eat it. We're working, okay? Just order the whole avocado and take half of it home and eat it later if you want. But if somebody's selling an avocado, it's just like you don't go to the supermarket and start buying half onions, do you? No. Because what would they do with the other half? It goes in the garbage. It's horrible. So I explained that to him, very nicely. I was like, "Okay, sir, you got to let me know if it's serious or not, because I just cooked an extra piece of chicken for you that's now going to go to waste." And, he understood. But at the end of the day, it's like, if you have an allergy or a preference that has to do with food and you're in an area that they are preparing the food, go to those people and talk to them and tell them what's up. Instead of when you roll up and serve lunch and be like, "Oh, actually, I don't eat chicken." Or "Oh, actually, I don't eat beef. Do you have anything else?" It's like, no. Why would I have anything else? Sorry, I'm screaming at you. But that's how it feels most times. It happens when you go out to eat. It happens literally everywhere, because some people don't take the cues that are around them. Just use what you know. I've had people walk up to the buffet line and go, "Is this lamb?" It's very clearly not lamb. Okay? "Is this chicken?" I'm like, when have you ever seen a bone like that in a chicken? These are bone-in pork chops. When have you ever seen a chicken have a loin? Let alone a cut of meat that big. It doesn't exist, people. And I get it. I'm not that smart. I cook food for a living. If I was smart, I'd be making cell phones, just like Joe Rogan said. You know what I mean? I'd be solving puzzles and doing science. I do have a bachelor's in science, so that kind of makes me a scientist. But, a food scientist. But not really, because I'm not a food scientist. I'm a person that knows a little bit about science, about a lot of bit about food. There you go. That is the culmination of my education right there, people. That's whose show you're listening to. It just doesn't get any better than this, guys. Life's good right now. I hope life's good for you guys right now. If it isn't, fucking, you got to make some changes, bruh. All right, you got to find the solution, man. You got to get up and stop being lazy, and stop making excuses for yourself. "Oh, I can't do that." That's your first mistake. Okay? So, I hope you've enjoyed this edition of Sucio Habla, Suciotalk, SucioTalk.com. Please reach out if you have any questions, concerns, or have a story to share. We'll be gladly to share it. Shout your name out. Let me know via email. I need some chef suggestions for St. Louis, Kansas City, Denver. Those 3 places. All right, those are the first 3 that I'm going to tackle I've already done some research, so I'll probably get the same names that you guys will send in.